Gorgeous. So today I thought we would focus specifically on restoring some balance, some of the more, I don't know, intricate maneuvers, but all fascial maneuvers basically bring the stress down in the body. And when we talk about anxiety or stress, what we mean, anxiety is this overarching word for the symptoms of being in a stress response. But I have had a lot of clients, and myself in the past as well, who really struggle with anxiety. So I wanted to focus specifically on restoring balance, bringing that grounding back into the field and easing symptoms of anxiety. So we are just going to start by taking some breaths. I want us to really arrive here. So if you feel comfortable to just connecting your hands anywhere in your body that feels supportive, closing your eyes down if it feels safe for you. And I just want you to really feel your feet on the ground and just bring some gentle awareness to your breath. And we're going to take a few breaths together. And the intention here is, of course, to arrive. I want you to really notice your hands connected to your body in support. But we're going to slowly lengthen our out breath. And when we breathe in, so we're going to breathe in through the nose and we're going to extend that out breath through the mouth. When we extend that out breath, it basically gives signal to the body that it's safe to rest, to be in that parasympathetic. So let's breathe in through the nose and hold at the top if you can, and then out through the mouth slowly. For as long as you can. So in through the nose, hold at the top if it's available to you, and then we just want to blow that air out. You can pretend like through a straw. Nice and slow. In, hold at the top if it's available, and slowly out. Notice what's happening in your body. In through the nose, like you're blowing up a balloon on that inhale in your stomach, and out through the mouth. De-inflating. In through the nose. Hold at the top for as long as feels possible for you. And out through the mouth. Relax those shoulders. Notice your feet on the ground. And last one, in through the nose. Hold at the top. And out through that mouth as slowly as you can for as long as you can. Really empty those lungs. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Lovely. And then just return your breathing to normal and just notice. For me, my voice is different. My voice is different. So I feel a lot more calm, like I've arrived. I also feel a lot, I didn't realise that my shoulders were kind of in a brace, so I notice some more space and presence awareness here. So we're going to start with Totally Twisted. Totally Twisted is a really great way to reduce the tension, all around the spine. It's one of the 3 core stress reset moves. So if you're dealing with any kind of stress issues, the stress reset, I'll put a link below. You can pop that, but this is one of the core maneuvers. So you're going to take your right foot and cross it over your left. It's always the same hand and same arm. So right foot goes over left, right hand comes under the left armpit. Right hand comes to the, left hand. Can't get my lefts and rights. Gosh. Right hand comes under the left armpit. Left hand goes on the right shoulder. There we go. Give yourself a hug. And then we're going to slowly bring our head to the left. And we're going to move our body around to the right. So we always use counter rotation in fascial maneuvers to increase the pressure. And we're going to breathe. We're going to do some stage breaths today, but nice and slow. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to go more if it's available, and out, nice and long like we were doing before. This feels too much for you today, just go in through the nose, out through the mouth. We'll go in, more, and with each breath twisting that head a little bit more to the left, body a little bit more to the right, and out. Feel your feet on the ground again, in, really blowing that balloon up in the stomach, more, twist a little bit more, and out. Now we're going to slowly come back to center. This time, head will come slowly to the right, which means, of course, with counter rotation, our body comes round to the left. And you want to pretend in terms of your body that you've got like a string coming the whole way up your body. So we're keeping the hips, the feet, and the head in alignment. So head is to the right, body's to the left. Same breaths again. So in, more. Squeeze your pelvic floor if you can, and out for as long as you can. In, more, and out as long as you can. One more like this, or go at your own pace. Listen to your body. In, more. Twist the head a little bit more to the right, body a little bit more to the left, and out. And slowly coming back to the center. Having a jiggle around, go for a walk. We want to integrate in between all fascial maneuvers. The bilateral movement really helps our body just find its new balance, new center. Again, we just want to be curious. I always say this in my classes, we want to be curious. You know, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. But if you're noticing pressure in certain places, maybe you're noticing sensations, we want to welcome them, knowing that the body knows exactly what to do, to unwind, to come out of the stress response, and to heal in any way for our highest and greatest good. So we're just going to do the same thing on the other side, but we're going to alter the breath a little bit this time. We're going to slow it down, and it's going to be a little bit less intense. So especially when we're in a stress response, or maybe we're feeling symptoms of anxiety in our body, we don't want to over-activate ourselves. But the holding and the elongating the out breath can really help give those signals to the body, to the nervous system, to the vagus nerve that it is safe to rest. So this time, so remember, it's same foot, same hand. So left comes over right, left hand goes under right armpit, right hand goes on left shoulder. Finally got it right. And then we're going to bring our head round to the right this time slowly, which means again the body comes round to the left. So you should feel that pressure increase, sometimes in the glutes, sometimes in the lower back, in different parts. Then we're going to breathe 3 in through the nose, 3 in through the mouth, and always out through the mouth. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more through the nose, in, twisting that head a little bit more to the right, body a little bit more to the left, and out. Now 3 through the mouth, out through the mouth. So in and out. In and out. In and out. slowly bring your body back to center. Fascia always likes to be worked with slowly. This time head comes to the left, body comes to the right. Same again. So we're going to start through the nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in. Relax those shoulders and out, in. Twist a little bit more, head to the left, body to the right, and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now in through the mouth, out through the mouth, twisting a little bit more with each breath. In and out. In and out. Last one. In. Twist the head a little bit more to the left, body a little bit more to the right. Oh yeah. And out. Nice. And unravel. Go for a little walk. Sometimes it totally twisted for me is really subtle, and sometimes it's not. For me, I've just opened some space up. I feel it here in my kind of trap and shoulders. For me, totally twisted because of the strong counter rotation. Really helps create some space in the spine, but for me, it always makes me feel more calm and grounded. When I first started doing fascial maneuvers, I used to really dislike it because it was slow and repetitive. So if you're with me there, I hear you. But honestly, it is so great for the body, bringing back into balance. So just take a few breaths. Notice where you are, feet on the ground again. We are going to do a vagus nerve reset. So if you've been in my classes before, there is rarely a class that I don't do the vagus nerve reset. So there are loads of places that you can access the vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is the superhighway nerve in our body that is basically responsible for telling our body whether we need to protect ourselves and be in a hypervigilant stress mode, or whether we can rest, regenerate, relax. So we're going to bring our right hand to the left collarbone. So this is the collarbone, and we're going to be somewhere here. So it can be the meaty bit here, it can be in the little groove here. I want you to have a little play around and find what I call a tension point. And it's just somewhere, maybe it's a little bit sore, maybe you're like, oh, there is quite a bit of tension there. Once we're here, there are two ways you can do it. You can either press down with that hand towards that left shoulder and pin it in place, or you can press down, twist. I always twist thumbs up. Sometimes if you do palm in, twist, thumbs up. So either way, we just want to make sure that we have this twisted and pinned. We're going to keep this here the whole time. With this left hand, I like to bring it softly to my left side of my jaw, and we're going to bring our head very slowly to the right into tension. So I want you to slowly find a point where you're like, oh yes, I really feel that in that hand that I've got pinned. So maybe you look up a little bit, maybe you look down. For me, it's here. And if you can squat, amazing. If not, stay here. We're going to breathe 3 in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then 3 through the mouth, out through the mouth. So if a squat is available to you, and then in through the nose, we're going to do 6 breaths. Last one through the nose. Now we're going to go in through the mouth, out through the mouth. You'll notice I bring my body to the left a little bit because my head's to the right. Lean into your tension. One more. Ooh. Slowly, slowly come back. Wow, that was strong for me today. Feel your feet and your ground. Have a little look around. Notice where you are. For me, I've had some, I can feel some sensation in my chest. I was feeling a little scattered. I'm sure you could tell. You can tell by the rights and the left. Now I'm feeling a lot more grounded. Actually, colours feel a little bit brighter for me. So just notice, check in with your body. What's going on? Where are you noticing pressure? Where are the sensations? Like I've got a bit of like a warm, melty sensation coming down my shoulder, and my shoulder's a bit sore. Be that observer, curious observer. So now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. You don't always have to do it on both sides, but it depends how I feel. Sometimes it feels incompletion once I've done one, but let's do it on the other side too. So find your tension point. Could be closer to the neck. Maybe it's a little bit up here. And then we want to twist. We pin in place. It's okay if this is the first time you're doing it. It takes a little bit of a while to get the skill of twisting and pinning. Or, like I said, you can push down towards that right shoulder and pin in place. But the important thing is that we have the pressure applied here. We're torquing, which means twisting, and we're pinning in place. So that when we move the head and we move and breathe, that everything around this area, the fascia has to move. So right hand comes to right jaw. We move the head slowly to the left. We find a specific tension point. If the squat is available to you, we come into a squat and then we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. So in. You might want to bring your body round a little to the left. In and out. One more through the nose. In and out. Now through the mouth. Out through the mouth. Lean into your tension points. In. One more. Ooh, yeah. Wowzers. And unwind. Go for a walk. Slowly move your head around. Let's roll those shoulders forward and backwards a couple of times. Oh, wow. I was feeling a little, I could feel my heart beating a lot faster then. Feels nice though. I've really created some space in my shoulder blades. Weirdly, my legs feel nice. Beautiful. So now we're going to do an ear pull. We're going to do a double ear pull, but you can do any way that you get into the ears and move the fascia around is going to be a good thing, because these are also, we have vagus nerve activation points in our ears. With a double ear pull, I like to, and there's no crazy tack to it, grab your ears. I like to put my thumbs in my ears because I've got quite small ears, and we're going to pull them up and twist them forward. So this is going to be our pin. So we're going to keep it here, and then we're going to move around and breathe. We're going to just go in through the nose, out through the mouth, and I want you to move around, play with all sorts of different, look up, look down, but keep these pinned. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, out through that mouth, in. Find those tension points, in. 4, 5, 1 more. Ooh. Open that jaw a couple of times. Slowly. Oh yeah, that's nice. And release. Go for a walk. Whoa, I can hear so much better. Take some breaths. Notice the air filling your lungs. Notice how it feels to breathe. For me, I've got like a melty sensation coming all to my face. So when we pull the ears, and there really is no wrong way to do this. You can pull one forward, one back, other way. You can pull them up and back. It's really what feels right for you and where you can lean into the most amount of tension. So you can really play with that. I do feel more calm. And I've got such heat, you might be able to see. I can like feel the heat moving. And that's how I know everything's opening up, which is what we want. Next, we're going to do a chest opener. So sometimes our body can go into a stress response. We have this thing in our body called neuroception. It's basically our body's danger detection system. And a lot of people have restriction in the chest somewhere here, and that can really alter our ability to take a full breath, for one, but also it can give signals to the body that it isn't safe to to rest. So I want you to have a little feel around of your chest. So we're going to be using both of our hands and we're going to be pulling the skin apart. But I want you to just have a little feel and see if there's a point that is sore, or you can feel it's a tension point. You're like, oh yes, I kind of want to be here today. I have one strong here. So once you've found your point, and if you can't find somewhere, just be here centrally. And we're going to pull that skin apart, pull the skin apart. I'm going to bring my elbows into my body. We're going to look up, find that tension point, and then we're going to breathe through the nose, through the mouth. I want you to move around slowly into tension. So in through the nose. Two, three. Now three through the mouth. Two. One more. Whoa. Wow. And release. That was really strong for me today. If you ever need support, sometimes the sensations that come up with fascial maneuvers are really subtle and sometimes they're really not. So just remember that you can offer yourself this support in this moment. What the body wants is safety and presence. So when we can be with ourselves, even if uncomfortable sensations are coming up, maybe you're feeling emotional, maybe you're noticing some pressure, which is what we call pain, in the body, just know that your body knows exactly what to do. So offer yourself some support should you need it. Nice. Feel your feet on the ground. Take some natural breaths. Lovely. So we're going to do a spleen release now. And you'll notice in my body always, you'll see my skin tends to go very red. If that happens to you, all is well. So our spleen is on the left side towards the bottom of our left rib cage. So for me, and it's close to the spine. So for me, it's around here, but don't worry too much about specific location. Intention is extremely important here. Once you've got a little point, you can even have, again, a little curious look around. Sometimes people's spleen is a little bit sore. Spleen is predominantly the organ that we associate with worry, holding worry in the body. So when we do a spleen release, if I ever want to quiet my mind, I do a spleen release. So once we're here, I want you to really squeeze that rib cage together, pull it down slightly. We're going to take our right hand and bring it behind the neck. And I want you to bring your chin to your chest slightly and lean over to your right. And what we're trying to do here is find that tension point so you can feel it where your thumb is. You might need to bring your body forward a little bit or back a little bit. Yeah, nice. And then once we're here, we're going to take 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then 3 through the mouth. So once we've got our tension line here, in through the nose, 2. Sometimes I like to bend into this right leg, 3. Now 3 in through the mouth, out through the mouth. And I like to say I do not need to overthink to feel safe. One more breath. I do not need to overthink to feel safe. Whew, release. Have a walk around. Notice what is rising in your body, if anything. Notice where your attention is drawn to. Move that head around slowly. We want to be moving really slowly. We don't want to activate our body's defense system. We want to keep moving nice and slow. Just taking some breaths. Nice. So we're going to end today. I'm just really feeling it with a maneuver called peekaboo. This is great for reducing tension in the head, also creating some space in the neck. And although it's not exclusively for anxiety necessarily, I notice when I hold tension in my head and especially in my neck, again, these are vagus nerve points, that I feel unsettled. So I find all fascial maneuvers pretty helpful for taking stress out of the body when I'm feeling anxious, but I really like peekaboo. So I want you to take your right hand and you're going to bring it to the back. So to the back of your neck, to the left-hand side, and you're going to pull that skin round to the right. So this is where we're pinning it. And I want you to bring this elbow to your right cheek. So it's pressed against it. With this left hand, we are going to bring the pad of the hand to this left cheek and we're going to push up towards that ear. So once we're here, we push up towards the ear, we pin in place, and then I want you to squeeze that arm and your hand together. So I'm squeezing my head. In the same way of the ear pull, we're going to breathe in through the nose exclusively, out through the mouth, 6 breaths, and I want you to move around in all directions. So in through the nose, 2, 3, or to your own rhythm. Ooh. Keeping that neck pinned, squeezing. Squatting is really great for this. So 6 breaths all together. That is the last one for me. Ooh. Whoa. Come up. Release. Ooh. Have a walk around. Move that jaw around. I've had a crack in my neck, in my jaw. I feel more aware of my ankles, strangely. Maybe have a little jiggle around. Often when we have been in a stress response, so we're in that sympathetic response a lot of the time or during the day, there's a lot of energy in the system, adrenaline, cortisol pumping around our body to keep us safe and to run away or mobilize for threat or to fight. So sometimes it can be really helpful just to kind of have a little shake. So let's have just a little shake together. You don't have to jump, but like bouncing, allowing your arms to just be natural. Let's just do this together. You can swing the arms. And this can just help to dispel the energy. I like to imagine like that energy like releasing through my feet and through my hands. Sometimes I shake it off depending upon how I'm feeling. Nice. do you know what? I'm just going to do one more cheeky one. I'm being called to do it. So we're just going to really open our peripheral vision up. So like I was saying before, the body has this safety detection system called neuroception. So it's scanning constantly, internally and externally for threats. When we look at screens a lot, or when we are focused in this direction, our peripheral vision basically reduces. So we're going to do a simple technique to really open that peripheral vision up, and often that can give the signals to the body that it needs to come out of that stress response. And it can also be a reason why we feel those symptoms of anxiety. So I want you to bring your hands in front of you, your second fingers, and bring them together. And what we're going to do is basically keep our head in exactly the same place, and we're going to trace our finger 45 degrees up without moving our head as far as we can go. I'm going to move forward a little bit and back. Whew. We're going to do this 4 times up. So up to the right, 45 degrees, follow that finger as far as you can go, and then bring it back. That's 3 for me. Up 45 degrees, coming back down. Hair's actually in the way. Up one more time, keeping that head straight, so you're only moving your eyes. Woohoo. Now we're going to go up to the left, 45 degrees. Keep that head nice and straight. Follow it back down. All the way around. Interestingly, I've got more peripheral vision on this, and you'll actually notice as you start doing this, it starts to broaden. Up 45 degrees. You don't have to rush this. It can be as slow as feels good. 4 or 8 times. If you've got the time to do it 8 times, that's awesome. But for the purpose of this, we're going to do 4 in each direction. Now with the right finger, we're going to go down 45 degrees. Same thing. Keep that head exactly where it is. Follow it all the way around and all the way back. That is 2 for me, down 45 degrees. Follow it back. 2 more. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes I do this. I'm like, oh wait, I'm not breathing. 1 more, down. 4 altogether in each direction. If you've got time for it, you can do 8. And then down to the left, 45 degrees to finish. And when I first started doing this, and sometimes when I do this, it actually hurts quite a lot. I'm like, what? Just know that all is well. You know, the way that we live our lives and being on laptops and phones, that we can have quite a lot of restriction here. And doing this regularly can really help, regardless of whether you're feeling anxious or not. Just to help the body out with being on screens a lot. And back to center. Whew. Ooh. Have a look around with your head. This is another way. And then we're just going to really quickly finish with 3 breaths. Hands on our body. You can go one hand on the heart. Sometimes it's nice to do one hand on the head. For whatever reason, I feel like both on the heart is nice for me today. And close your eyes down. Feel your feet on the ground. Check in with your beautiful body. How are you feeling now? And then we're going to breathe in. Hold at the top if it is available. Nice long out breath like we started with. In. Feeling your chest expand, hold it at the top. And out. Feeling the pressure, the warmth of your hands supporting you. In. Hold at the top. Maybe you feel your heartbeat. And out. Beautiful. So they are some of my favourite fascial manoeuvres and ways to bring the body back into balance, to reduce stress, and to ease symptoms of anxiety. I would love to hear if you've given it a go, how you feel.